think that's the problem with most people, though, is that, like, when it comes to business, you need to have so many different hats you wear.
Yeah.
That it's very hard to, like, it's one thing to be a great trainer. It's another thing to be a good business person. It's another thing to be a good marketer.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to actually combine all these things.
Yep.
And look, you know, product is the same. Like, there's so many companies with great product who have really bad distribution, or, you know, really bad marketing, or the packaging is terrible, or, you know, the sales rep they employ are useless. Like, it's just there's so many different things you can fall down on to actually, like, get to, like, let's say your potential, you know, top end of where your business can be. But it's also about just not making, like, rookie mistakes as well, I think. And I think that's just comes from listening to people who can give you a little bit of advice. And also just looking inside yourself and putting yourself in the side, just imagining you're a next door neighbor, and what would they buy under those circumstances? And actually say, well, if I was looking as my next door neighbor for a dog trainer, and what would I actually be looking for, you know?
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people, they don't take themselves out of the scenario. They just like to hear their own, you know, they call it the mum test, don't they? They talk to their mum and say, is this a good idea, mum? And they're like, that is wonderful, darling. You're going to do so well. And they go, oh, well, my mum, oh, this is great. And all my friends think it's fabulous.
Got validation then.
I mean.
My kids are never going to have that.
No, you're going to be brutal. You're going to be so brutal. I feel sorry for your kids,
actually. Clay actually came over to me the other day and he's like, look, Mummy, what do you think he was? But he's got obsessed with these Hot Wheels tracks. He's going to be 5 next week. He was only little. And he was doing all of this and he's like, what do you think? What do you think? And I was like, well, I was like, it's awesome, but that could be a little bit better. So how can we tweak this? But he went back and he fixed it, and then it was a million times better. So I'm like, so I was like, maybe I failed the mum test.
No.
Oh God, I've lost my throat. One of them.
What I wanted to ask you actually, Clayton, was with those wise words that you're coming out with, right? And they are. Is that as a result of mistakes you've made and you've learned, or were you given some advice about it and you didn't make the mistakes? Like, where's that come from?
I have made so many mistakes, man, like so many. And like, I think it is like, there's a combination of words and experience. And look, I've learned a lot from other people. Like, you know, growing up, I learned to be a good sales rep by watching other sales reps. Like, there's a guy called Jim Maloney who was at Nutro, and then he set up Barking Heads and he sold out. He's now working with Procuro, but I used to watch him as a kid, 17-year-old, 16-year-old boy in the pet shop, and he would talk to, you know, even me, like, you know, like in the same way he would talk to the owner, and, you know, bringing a bag of donuts, be super nice. And you learn from different people, different strategies. And another friend of mine who owns a pet shop, like, I watched him selling, like how he talks to customers, how he understands it. But look, I'd always keep myself, even if I was wholesaling and B2B, if I could do crufts. So I had a customer who used to do crufts with natural dog trees. I'd go and work on his stand because I want to know what people are saying on the sharp end. And it's really important not to actually divorce yourself from that, because a lot of people in business, they gradually get further and further and further away from the sharp end of where you should be. Do they lose sight of what sells and what doesn't, and why something sells? They're just used to people saying, oh, it's wonderful. Congratulations. That's a fantastic product, sir.